5 Pongas. The Amazing Spider-Man, Jack Reacher. Most anticipated July to September movies, Savages, The Dark Knight Rises. As much as I enjoy film, my first entertainment, love will always be music. As such, this weekend finds me in Chicago in anticipation of what could be my final Warped Tour appearance. That's right, I'm a 26-year-old man, I use the term man lightly of course, who still finds immense joy in the pop-punk genre. Nevertheless, it's becoming harder and harder for my oldness to blend in with a predominantly sub-18 crowd without looking like a total creep, and therefore, today may very well be my last Warped experience. On the bright side, I still have Xbox Live to remind me that I've never completely grown up. Maturity issues aside, on tap in this week's version of the Top 5 is a slew of interviews for The Amazing Spider-Man, the first trailer and new images for Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher, our most anticipated movies from July to September, Savage's interviews with Oliver Stone, Blake Lively, etc., and more The Dark Knight Rises coverage than most humans are capable of comprehending. Links and brief recaps for each reside after the break. 1. The Amazing Spider-Man interviews with Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, and more. I'll make this as straightforward as possible. Spider-Man 2 greater than Spider-Man greater than The Amazing Spider-Man greater than Spider-Man 3. While Sony's latest iteration of the character might fall at #3 on my own Spidey rankings, I actually think its cast is superior to its predecessors at almost every turn. Sorry, Reese, Alfred Molina stole my heart. Speaking of the cast, if you haven't already, be sure to check out Matt's on-camera interviews with Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Rhys Ifans, Dennis Leary, Martin Sheen, and his off-camera interview with producers Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach. You can also find his review of the pick by clicking here. 2. First trailer and new images for Jack Reacher. I've never read author Lee Child's one-shot, so it really doesn't matter to me that 5'7" Tom Cruise is playing a character that was initially created as a more physically imposing 6'5". More importantly, though, it doesn't seem to matter to the guy in the hospital bed at the beginning of Jack Reacher's first trailer either. He seems plenty intimidated by Cruise's character, and damn it, that's good enough for Emmy. 3. Our most anticipated movies of 2012, July to September, with the third quarter of 2012 already upon us. Matt, Adam, Brendan, and Dave were tasked this past week with providing our readers a snapshot of their most anticipated Q3 picks. Although each selection and reasoning seemed valid from the outside looking in, I have to give my Most Inspired Choice award. Note, this isn't a real award. To Brendan for always doing what he wants when he wants, and choosing 2003 as Finding Nemo, albeit in 3D. Well played, sir. Well played. 4. Savages interviews with Oliver Stone, Blake Lively, and more with Oliver Stone's drug-fueled crime drama, Savages, hitting theaters this weekend. Christina was kind enough to provide us with a slew of interviews with Stone and members of the cast, including Blake Lively and Salma Hayek, Taylor Kitsch, Aaron Johnson, Benicio del Toro, and Demian Bichir. Also, in case you're unsure about dropping money on a Savages ticket and uncomfortable with the thought of sneaking in unpaid, Matt has done you a solid in the form of his review. 5. The Dark Knight Rises coverage galore.